Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're kicking off a new series here at Xoxo Jalyssa called Orange Chair Chats. This month specifically, I want to highlight mothers as we enter into Mother's Day month. I want to just talk with some moms who are just doing really dope things and also thriving in motherhood while just meeting their goals, sticking with their passions, and still being a dope mom. So for our first Orange Chair Chat Mother's Day edition, we have my friend here, Tatiana Muse.
Hi.
Tatiana is a true creative, a true boss mom, an entrepreneur, and just a dope mother. And so I want to introduce her to you guys and share a little bit about her with you, what she's doing, and encouragement to you moms who are also creatives, who also want to stay home with your kids, but also do the things that you love. So let's get started. Tatiana, go ahead and introduce yourself to our girls here.
Hi. So I'm Tatiana, of course, and I am wife to Evan. I am mother to my little baby girl, Emery. She will be 8 months, actually next week, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast that's been going.
I know.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, and I just love all things creative. I am like the jack of all trades when it comes to anything artsy. I love to design, I love to draw, I love to sing, I love to just do anything where I can be creative and express myself in just different ways, and I love to inspire people through those things, through those creations, I guess.
Tatiana seriously is such a creative. I probably drive her crazy with like always in her text.
No.
Hitting her microphone like, how do you create this? Does this look okay? Can you make me a logo? Can I pay you to make a Christmas present for someone? Like genuinely harass her for her creative mind. I value a creative like Tatiana. So when I first met you, you were pregnant with your first and you were working.
Yeah.
And you had an idea that you wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but you weren't sure about that transition. So why don't you tell other mothers who are either working or would like to make that transition a little bit about your journey?
Oh my gosh. So we actually moved here to New Mexico. Wait, did you pronounce you in New Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we actually relocated to New Mexico about 1.5 years ago. And there was no plan of me not working full-time. Like I came here with a full-time job and I loved what I was doing.
Which was what?
Well, so I was a social media manager and graphic designer for a company here. And things just, you know, kind of didn't work out. That's a whole nother story for another day. But I kept feeling this pull that I needed to leave. And I don't know if it was a sign from God or what it was. I was also expecting Emery, and I knew that I wanted to be there for her, especially in these early months. And so me and my husband talked about it and we prayed about it and we decided to make the transition. I wasn't actually officially a mom yet when I left, so I got some chance to just kind of like prepare for her mentally and work on my stuff and just enjoy my time. And yeah, it was an interesting transition. So.
What have you found to be the best part about being a stay-at-home mom? And also the hardest part about not working anymore and not having that income and really that freedom, because I think a lot of the times what people don't realize is stay-at-home moms are never off the clock. We are never in a place where we can just like think and breathe and be. Like there is a consistent like need and a consistent like you're clocked in at all times. And so what has been the best part, but also the most challenging about that?
So the best part is getting to see my daughter every day and getting to be there for her and be her primary caregiver. I love that, and just being able to see all of her little changes and stuff like that is priceless. And I love also just being able to be home. I love being on my own time. I love just being able to, you know, get up when I want and have that freedom. Well, get up when I want according to her schedule, but you know. But just that flexibility, I love that. But I do think that the downside to it, but it doesn't have to be a downside if you are aware of it, is that sometimes you get so caught up in being a mother and wanting to be there for your child that you can lose sight of yourself. And that might even just be like forgetting a shower sometimes, or forgetting
really
to right, or you know, you're just like, when is the last time I did this thing that I love to do? Or when is the last time I picked up the phone and talked to my best friend? You know, like just stuff that you take for granted before you have kids. You have to make time for those things. And I think it's just you have to constantly remind yourself that you can't lose who you were before you became a mom. You're always going to be different. You're a superwoman now because you're a mom. But you don't want to lose, well in my case, I don't want to lose Tatiana. So I always have to
Yeah, that's so good. So Tatiana is a small business owner. She has a business called the Stationery Muse, and she also does several other things. So when you talk about that transition, because I know for me and for a lot of moms, a big struggle about being a stay-at-home mom is the loss of income, and then the loss of, like you said, myself, like doing things that I love, because we all love being a mother. So don't, you know, comment and be like, being a mom is the best thing ever. We love being mothers, we do. But there is a woman that was in existence before she became a mother. And so when you were like, because the Stationery Muse is something you started after Emory, but it's something that you dove into a little deeper after Emory.
So actually the Stationery Muse, I started it in 2016.
Yes,
so,
okay. So how was that? Going from having that stable source of income and the Stationery Muse, just something fun on the side, to now wanting the Stationery Muse and all things that you have to offer, which you can share with them. What was that like? How do you find the time, the energy, the ability to still be creative? Like, tell us a little bit about the Stationery Muse and what's that like now that it's what you're doing full-time as a source of income and as a career per se.
Right. Okay, that's a loaded question.
I know.
Okay, so I think the first portion of it is that I started the business, yes, as a side hustle, and it was just something that I wanted to do for fun. I love to create, I love graphic design in general, and I love planning, which my business, so basically the business is a lifestyle and paper goods brand that inspires women to do anything that they set their minds to. And I feel like that's my purpose, and I try to do that in everything that I think about and everything that I create. How is it going to inspire the next woman? And so with that, just becoming a mom and still wanting to do that, it was tough. And also doing it full time, I think it kind of adds this pressure where now it's still fun, but it's almost like, okay, how can I make some money, you know? Like, how can I get some income? And so I still love it, but it does add a little bit of a pressure to it. Not necessarily that, it's a pressure that I put on myself, I guess I would say. It's not really one that where I really need to make money, but I've always just been that type of woman where I want to constantly have something going on. I want to always be invested in what I'm doing, and so I just love to be able to do my business. And
so tell them a little bit about the Stationery Muse and what you have to offer, what your business has to offer.
The Stationery Muse, it started out as just a business where I was kind of limiting what I thought it was going to be. So it just started out as a planner shop. And so I sold different planner goods, and I came across this planner community just in my love of planning myself. And you know, I'm a grown woman, I love to play with stickers and all that kind of stuff, and there's a whole group of women out there that love it too. And so I ended up meeting a lot of really amazing women in the community, and I decided that I wanted to create some of my own things to offer as well, because I feel like, you know, there's never too many people doing something. No one is doing how you would do it.
Exactly,
so I decided to open my business. It definitely didn't come easily. It took me like a year to finally do it, but yeah, it started out as just planner stuff, and then it expanded to stickers and accessories like pins and washi tape and tote bags. And then out of nowhere, I decided I wanted to do the Live, Love, Inspire box. It's my monthly subscription box that's filled with paper goods and lifestyle goods, and there's a monthly theme every month that I come up with. Sometimes I surprise myself with where these themes come out of, but like this particular month, the theme is Diamond in the Rough, and it's all about life's lessons and how it's never a glamorous process to go through and to learn from difficult situations, but we always come out better in the end. And just like a diamond, which is kind of corny, but just like a diamond.
No, that's so good.
A diamond that has so much pressure that it goes under and it becomes this beautiful stone. We become more beautiful women, we become more wise, and we are just better people as we go through tough situations. And so that's the deeper part of it. Of course, on the surface, it's just like stickers and cute little planner accessories and things, but on the deeper level, it's to inspire women every single month, to encourage you, no matter what season you're going through, that you will get through it and it's okay, you can do it, just to motivate. So that, and then just t-shirts now and mugs, and I just keep expanding. Now I've even started doing this whole like branding and web design portion of my business. So I'm just constantly adding things to it and just kind of putting it out there and seeing what people think.
Yeah, I love that the Stationery Muse and just Tatiana Muse Wells in general is all about, like women encouraging women. And like she said, she has mugs and shirts in this monthly subscription box. We'll make sure to add all of her links to the description box below. But I've been in Tatiana's home office, okay? I have seen her create. She's on the computer, graphic design, making all these cute things. She's like putting pins together and like everything that I feel like I would just Amazon or like hire somebody to do, she does it all herself, one woman show. And so I think a struggle for millennial moms in particular, because we are a very, I think, brave generation when it comes to just trying new things and not doing the normal 9 to 5. I think a lot of the biggest wall that we tend to hit is how do you do it? So what would you say? How do you have the time, the energy, the mental capacity to give all of that to your business, and as you're watching it thrive, watching it grow, to give yourself to your daughter as she's growing and thriving, and to your husband, and then to yourself? What would you say is some of the things that you've learned and how to just find that balance and do it all well?
So I think it really just comes from, once you decide that you want to take a passion and you want to turn it into more than just a hobby, I think you realize why you like it. Because when you take it a little bit more seriously, you have to have the hustle to keep going with it, because there's not always going to be money coming in. It's not going to happen overnight, and there's going to be some frustrating moments and you'll question yourself. But if you love what you do and you know why you do it, I always think like it's important to know your why for why you do something. So I love inspiring women. That actually makes me emotional when I think about like some of the messages I get from women. It keeps me encouraged. It keeps me going like, okay, I'm doing something right. And those are the things that keep me up late at night. And so that's actually where I find a lot of time. It's what I love, it's my passion, and so I find time for it. I feel like if anything that you want to do, you will make the time for it, whether it's not the most convenient, you might miss out on sleep, you may have to just make some sacrifices, but that's what it comes down to. And it definitely didn't come easy to me, especially when I first became a mom. That first month, I would say month and a half to 2 months was really, really rough, trying to, of course, you know, I'm barely sleeping as it is, but I have the subscription box that I have to keep up with, and these people are expecting me. They paid, so it's not like I can just not do it. And then I had this little baby girl that I want to take care of, but I have no idea how to do it because I've never had a kid before or anything. And so it was really rough, but I think God just gives me a lot of grace, and he allows me room to struggle, you know, and learn from it. And anytime that I do go through these things, I just learn from it and I take it as it comes, and that's how I keep the motivation to keep going.
I love that. I love that. And I hope you all hear her clearly. Like, it does require sacrifice. Like, none of it comes easy.
No.
Like, I have talked to Tatiana, and she's like, I got a few hours sleep last night because I was up finishing my boxes till 3 a.m. and then Emery was up at 6. Like, and that is not fun, or that's not glamorous, but like, I love your message. Like, if this is your passion, if you have found purpose in what you're doing, you will find it in you to keep pushing. And so I love that so much. Would you say there's a certain level of bravery it requires to step out and do what you're doing, and just for moms in particular to be at home, be like, you know what, I want to start up this photography business, or I want to start up this small shop on Instagram, or I want to just do the blog, or I want to just do the YouTube channel. Would you say it requires a certain level of bravery? And if so, when did you realize that you were brave enough to just do it?
Of course it requires bravery, because I think anytime you do something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, doubt kicks in, and you just put it off. And that's what I did for a long time. It was my business. It took me a year to actually start it, because I was just like, I don't really feel like investing the time to find out how to do it. It just seemed like a lot of work. And just the unknown of like, who's really going to care about this, or whatever the case is. But I think that if something is in you and you feel that urge to want to do something, there's a reason for it. And I think that no matter what it is that you're doing, if you do want to start that blog, or you do want to start that photography business, or whatever it is, you're doing it for someone. So it may just be one person, it may not be for the masses, and that's with anything. But if you're creating something, it is for someone, and someone needs that message. And so I think that's where the bravery kicks in, because I'll create stuff sometimes and I'm like, I don't know if anybody's really gonna like this. and then I'll be surprised. Somebody will message me and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love the last box name. I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know that I really needed to hear those words this month. And I'm like, cool. Wow, you know,
it's worth it.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't always get that. I don't even know what is the word. I don't always get that back all of the time, but when I do, it just kind of makes me know, like, okay, I'm gonna keep going. But I think it's just good to step out on faith, and it's good to take a chance and just see how it goes. The worst thing that can happen is it may not go the way you thought, which life is kind of like that anyway. But don't give up. Just keep going for it. Try plan A through Z until you finally figure out what fits. But I would never want to live a life of what if or with regret. So if anything, just go for it. Easier said than done, but you will be so much prouder of yourself that you did do it.
I love that. I love that. And you're so right. Like it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there. You're investing your money, your time, and then you're putting yourself out there, like for the world to see. You either succeed or fail, and that's scary. So that brings me to my final question to you is, how have you found, and if you could say to our viewers here, how have you found to not like sink into this hole of comparison? When you see like there's other, you and I have talked about that a lot. When you see that there's other maybe stationery businesses or small shops that maybe have the 10,000, the 15,000, the 50,000 followers, how do you find it in you to keep going even though you might not have the biggest following, or even though you might not exactly be where you want to be? Because we all hear that comparison kills, right? And so how have you kept yourself from letting comparison just kill your hopes? And because that's one of the hugest things for us, our generation of moms and women, is comparison on social media. So how have you kept yourself from that, and what makes you keep going even though you might not be where exactly you want to be yet?
Well, this is something that I battle with all the time. I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I've figured it out. Like they say, comparison is definitely the thief of joy, and that's for sure. I will be in a season of where I'm like so excited about what I'm doing, and then I might see, like you said, another stationery shop that has 10,000 followers. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And I go through this constant battle, and it's something that our generation definitely deals with. We just have so much more access to things that our parents never would have even known about. You wouldn't have known that so-and-so down the street just got a brand new car, or this person just got a new office space for their booming business. You wouldn't have known that. But I think for me, a lot of times if I feel like I'm falling into that state, I just take a break from it, and I just kind of reevaluate my purpose and my mission and why I'm doing it. And that's just what I have to do to kind of refresh my mindset a little bit, because it's just the reality of today. If you're going to be on social media, you have to either use it for a positive thing and to use it to get inspired from it, or you may look at it negatively. But I think that when you do find yourself falling into that hole, just take a break and step back. No one says that social media is required to live life. And even if you are growing a business on there, just like anything, sometimes we have to just take a break and just chill out. And so sometimes I might just go MIA for a couple days, might even take a week off, and then I come back more inspired and ready to go. And that's just how it is. But it's something I'm constantly learning. So
well, that's good. That's good. I love that. Take a break so you can remember your purpose and why you're there, because nobody in the world has to offer what you have to offer. Even if you think about it, like I remember hearing someone say they went to the water aisle, the water bottle aisle at a grocery store, and they realized that there was all these different brands of water bottles, and not one of them was like lacking. They're all on the shelves, they're all being sold. And so someone had an idea to bottle water, and so did 500 other people, and they all went for it. And guess what? You might like Aquafina, and I might like Dasani. Who knows? But I love that. Okay. So my final thing, Tatiana, is I just want you to look at the camera and tell any woman watching who maybe is hesitant, who is a first-time mom, or you've been a mom for a cool minute, staying home with your kids, and you want to just take that step and start that business. Or maybe like you, they're a working mom and they want to be able to stay home with their kids, but they're so hesitant to just take that step. Just what would you say to any mama watching that needs to just hear that boost of encouragement to do the very thing that you did, and just step out in braveness?
So I think I would just honestly say to just take it one step at a time. I wouldn't think about the big picture. I wouldn't think about the end game of like having this huge booming business or all of these clients or whatever it is that you're trying to do, I would just literally think about what step one is. And so that could be a number of things, whether it's just sitting down and just doing a simple Google search just to find something out. If it's taking some notes just to clear your mind of like your ideas and things that you want to do, but you don't necessarily know how to get started with them. Bounce some ideas off of your friends, your family. I think that just taking that first initial step, it is scary, but once you do it, then you're in it. And so you just kind of keep going. You take the next one and you take the next one. Just like when I wanted to start the Etsy shop, I finally was like, let me just YouTube how to start an Etsy shop. And it went from there. I took notes and then I started my Etsy shop, you know, and I learned from that. I learned how to use the different programs to allow me to create the stuff that I create. And I grew my skills over time, but nothing happened overnight. And sometimes there were other things in my life going on that would take precedence over me wanting to do this thing, but I think that you'll always come back to it. And so it just comes back to knowing it's your passion and why you want to do it, and that will always keep you motivated and keep you inspired. So if you are holding back on trying something, if you are feeling any type of self-doubt, it sounds so much easier said than done, but I just encourage you to just do it. You know, life is too short to live and regret, and you don't want to look up 20 years from now and think like, wow, what if I would have started that bakery business? Or what if I would have tried to become a public speaker? You know, you never know what kind of impact you can have on the world. And I think that if you feel that urge, because you'll keep feeling it and it'll keep coming, I go away for a little bit, but it'll keep coming back. If you feel that, just run with that and don't even be scared, just go for it.
Yeah, I love that. So you hear her, anybody who's reluctant or hesitant, take the first step, like acknowledge this is your passion, this is your purpose, and take the first step, and just step by step. That's all it takes, step by step. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tatiana, for being my first ever guest on my Orange Chair Chat segment of my channel. And like I said, I will link all of Tatiana's resources down below. Follow her on Instagram, on YouTube, her shop.
I'm everywhere.
Yeah, I'll put all the links down below in the description box. Tatiana, thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys learned so much from her, because I learned so much from her all the time. And yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Hasta luego.